Hi, my name is Lee Williamson. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary.
Hi, my name is Joby McAnuff. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary.
I'm Javon Watson, and you're watching Reggaeboyz Commentary.
Yes, Reggaeboyz Commentary, like and subscribe, yeah? Reggaeboyz Commentary, like, share and subscribe.
Reggaeboyz Commentary, subscribe, like and share. Is that the right order? Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever we may be across the globe. Good morning to those in the North American region, South American region, the Caribbean. Good afternoon to those joining in from Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. And good evening to those watching in Asia and also on the Oceania region as well. Welcome to Reggae Boyz Commentary. This is the channel where we discuss everything relating to Jamaican football. This is your hub for everything Jamaican football related. So at this point in time, what we're going to do is have a reflection of the results of Jamaican individual players. Let's call this the Jamaican Review Show, where on Mondays we break down the Jamaicans that apply their trade for their club and how they did throughout the course of the week end, and what that result means for them and what that result means specifically as well for their club. So that is something that we're looking at and something that we're going to really break down and look into. So without further ado, here we go as we look at some of the results from the UEFA Women's Champions League yesterday and what each result means. So, Reggae Girl, let's start with the women first, ladies first, and then we'll touch on the gentleman side of thing in terms of their results club-wise and what those mean. But ladies first, because I'm a gentleman. Rangers FC, that is the club of Kayla McCoy, and they defeated PAOK 4-0, and they will advance to the second round of the UEFA Women's Champions League. In terms of other results within the competition, let me say that there were some results that were disappointing from a Jamaican perspective. You had Trudy Carter's FC Ginthra lose to UKS 1-0. And finally, the other result that did not go in the favor of a Jamaican player was Khadija Bunny Shaw. And what result was that? Well, specifically, Manchester City fell 1-0 to Real Madrid. So Real Madrid are advancing towards the second round of the UEFA Women's Champions League, while Manchester City will not be there. Arsenal and Chelsea are the only clubs from England that will be competing in the next round of the competition. Kayla McCoy's Rangers are the only team that has a Jamaican international that will be playing in the second round of the competition. So the draw for the second round is set to take place shortly, and then after that we take things from there in terms of who they'll face and so on and so forth. We can expect the second round draw to be on the August 31st, and then those specific matches will be in September. So that's something that we can look forward to quite shortly. Javon Plays, hope you are doing well. And Ayas Abs, good morning. Yannick Davis, hope you are doing okay. Good to hear from you, see from you, and hope that you are doing well. So let's now look at the men. We're breaking down the women's side of thing. Apart from that, Tiffany Cameron, an outstanding mention from her as she scored 3 goals and tallied 1 assist in 2 games so far for Eto Yor in the Hungarian top flight. This player has started the season literally like a house on fire. That's how brilliant that she has been. So just imagine if that form is consistent throughout the course of the season, heading into the latter stages of the season, what that would mean. Look, I just have to tell everybody from now, if she's not on the plane to Australia and New Zealand, then the Great Tribulation and Armageddon is going to come. Well, it's coming anyway, but you guys get the picture of what I'm saying. You can't have a 23-player squad and not have Tiffany Cameron in the team. Come on. Bones TV says, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It's an early morning, and they say early bird catches the worm, eh? So let's move on to England, and specifically to the men's side of things. But before we look at that, let me just say that in terms of results in the National Women's Soccer League, the Portland Thorns continue to lead the way, followed by the San Diego franchise. Houston Dash are third, Kansas City fourth, Oil Rain is fifth, Chicago is sixth, Angel City is seventh, Orlando Pride is eighth, Racing Louisville is ninth, North Carolina 10th, Washington is 11th, and Gotham are at the foot of the table. So that's how things line up in that part of the world. Now, let's head over to England. And I know there's a big match today. I know there's a massive match, and everybody's going to talk about Manchester United. Don't carry nobody home. Honestly, I just can't take it. Everybody talking about this and that and this and that and this and that and this. But what we're going to do firstly is to look at the table. Let's have a look at the table and see how things look there. So Arsenal are at the top of the table, and City, Leeds, Tottenham, Brighton, Newcastle, Fulham. Next to that is Fulham, Brentford, Palace, Nottingham Forest, Southampton, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Liverpool, Everton, Wolves, Leicester, Manchester United, and West Ham. So, Mikel Antonio's West Ham United, their 3 games so far this campaign have not been one to really look at. Losing to Nottingham Forest 1-0, lost to Brighton 2-0 over the weekend. Results have just not been going their way. Not at all been going their way. It's been extremely challenging, you could say, from their things. It's been quite a weird start, in my view, to be frank with you, of how it has transpired. Leon Bailey Ball and Aston Villa, they are 13th in the league so far. They started the season with a 2-0 loss to Bournemouth, and then they defeated Everton 2-1, and Leon Bailey got an assist against Crystal Palace over the weekend, an assist for Ollie Watkins. So an assist for Leon Bailey, and also a goal for Dexter Dubs. Fulham drew 2-2 with Liverpool. Wolves drew 0-0, and Fulham beat Brentford 3-2. Fulham defeated Brentford by 3 goals to Dexter Dubs getting on the score sheet. Look at that. 3 goals to 2. Dexter Dubs playing on the left-hand side behind Mitrovic, and he's playing with Andreas Pereira. So it's good that Dexter Dubs has got the season going in that sort of vein, and hopefully it's realistic to think that he could get 10 Premier League goals this season. I think that's something worth aspiring to, something worth reaching. 10 Premier League goals, I think, is achievable from him. In previous seasons he's played in league, he at Cardiff City he's tallied 5 goals in 27 appearances, and the last time that Fulham were in the Premier League he scored 5 goals in 33 appearances. When Fulham were in the Championship last season, he tallied 7 goals in 41 appearances. We know Mitrovic was the man, but he has experience of scoring double-digit number of goals in the league, that is. But we have to go back to his time at Bristol City, where he notched 19 goals in the league in the 2017-2018 season with Cardiff City. Well, sorry, not Cardiff City, but Bristol City. And they finished 11th that year at Ashton Gate. So that's how things wrap in there for Dexter Daps. So that's how the Premier League looks right now as we speak. Now, what about the English Championship? How does that look right now from everything that has happened? Who are some of the Jamaican players in the league, and what were some of the results over the weekend from the Championship? Well, firstly, let's have a look at the table. Let's look at the standings and see how the standings are at this point in time. Who are at the top, who are at the foot of the table? Well, right now, this is where we are. Sheffield United are at the top of the table. And they're hoping that they can make a swift return to the league. As we know, they were relegated the year after COVID, you could say. And they finished 5th last year within the Championship. And they'll be hoping to push back up quite soon. Daniel Jebison is a player that has Jamaican heritage and one that we will keep close eyes on, as he's 19, born to a Jamaican father and English mom. So we'll keep a close tie on him, and hopefully we can see him in Jamaican colours at some point within the future. Reading are 3rd in the table, Blackburn Rovers 4th, Sunderland, Hull City, Bristol, Norwich City, Preston North End, and Daniel Johnson, they are 9th in the table as it stands. And where they're situated at this point in time, they have 7 points, and they're just 3 points off the top. Just 3 points off the top of the table. In terms of how the results have been shaping up at this point in time, they had a 0-0 draw against Watford. They beat Huddersfield Town 4-1, defeated Luton Town 1-0, and midweek they had a 0-0 draw against Rotherham. Their next game will be against Wolverhampton Wanderers in the EFL Cup 2nd round. So that's something that we can look forward to. That is the EFL Cup, or the League Cup, as you'd like to say. So we can look forward to that and see which Jamaicans are still in the competition and how much Jamaicans are still left at the end of the season competition. Yeah, we can look forward to that. And see, as not many Jamaicans have had the opportunity to go and win this competition in particular. Millwall 10th, Blackpool are 11th in the table. We haven't seen Blackpool back in the Premier League since the 2010-2011 season. Many will remember DJ Campbell, Charlie Adam, part of that roster. Right now, Kevin Stewart is there. Kevin Stewart is still a Blackpool player, and Kevin Stewart has a deal with Blackpool until the summer of 2023. So this would be his last year of his contract at Blackpool. Cardiff City, Rotherham, West Brom make up those places 13 and 14. Amari Bell is still at Luton Town. He had a 2-year deal, so he would have 1 more year left at the club there. And I know many people have been asking quite a bit about former Manchester City left back Greg Lee. Greg Lee at this point in time is at Ipswich, and Ipswich are a League One club, and they're led by Kieran McKenna. Kieran McKenna, as you know, was the assistant at Manchester United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer from 2019 to 2021. So that's how things match up there. Wigan Athletic, they're 15th within the table. We haven't seen Wigan in the Premier League for quite some time. From the days of Roberto Martinez, they've been toying up and down between the Championship and League One. Two, you could say Jamaicans there, Curtis Tilt and Jordan Cousins. Jordan Cousins, we know we've seen him in a Jamaican shirt on one occasion, and that was that match against the Catalonia outfit. Curtis Tilt, we've seen him in a Jamaican shirt before, and that was at Friendly International against the United States last year. Burnley, Queen's Park Rangers, we know Paul Hall's affiliation there. Luton Town, as we know, that's where Amari Bell is. And the table even goes further to show which teams are in the danger zone or the hot seat as it stands. And right now, Coventry City, Middlesbrough, and Huddersfield Town occupy those bottom three places. Birmingham City are 19th position, Swansea City 20th, and just above the drop zone, it's Stoke City at number 21. So we've had a chance to look at the Championship. Now let us have a look at League One, where we have also some Jamaican representation in, and look at the tables and see how everything maps out there from the perspective of the League One, as they're fighting for places to get promoted towards the Championship. So this is the standings right now. Greg Lee's Ipswich Town, they're at the top of the league, and they are up and running. Johnson Clark Harris's Peterborough United, they are second in the table. Portsmouth, they are third, and Darren Moore's Sheffield Wednesday are fourth in the table. So look at that, Jamaican representation right there at the top of the table. Bolton Wanderers are seventh, but where's our good friend Jamil Matt and Forest Green Rovers? Well, Forest Green Rovers right now, they're 20th in the league. They're 20th in the league right now on 4 points. What does that mean? What does that mean right now for Jamil Matt and Forest Green Rovers? It means they're just above the drop zone. If you finish 21st, 22nd, 23rd, or 24th within League One, then you'll be relegated. Forest Green Rovers have 4 points and a -3 goal difference. Cheltenham also have 4 points and a -3 goal difference. The difference is that Forest Green Rovers have scored more goals than Cheltenham. The bottom four clubs in the League One division are Burton Albion, Morecambe, Milton Keynes, and Cheltenham. So once they can avoid this area, then it'd be great for Forest Green Rovers. The good news is that it's still a very, very long season. It's a 46-game season, and Forest Green Rovers have only played 4 games, so they still have quite a bit more games to get through. So there's nothing to be concerned, worried, anxious, nothing to fret about as these results have come in. So it's really, really quite a bit. Good morning, everyone that is just tuning in as we recap the action of Jamaican players over the weekend. And I must say a big shout out to Alika Keane, who scored on her debut as well for Slavia Prague in the Czech Republic Women's Premier League. So an absolutely great work from her to get that job. So we're going to go to another division this time around. And this time we're going to go to most people's favorite league, And that is Major League Soccer. Major League Soccer is where we're heading for this next one, as we've had the table look quite interesting. Philadelphia Union, they're at the top of the table right now. And they deserve to be there. And they can give a lot of credit to what has transpired due to Corey Burke. Corey Burke has played an important role in all of that, scoring goals and putting Philadelphia Union in a position where they're fighting for a place in the playoffs and a team that has a genuine chance of winning the title. You know, let's talk briefly about Andre Blake for a moment, an individual that has done exceptionally well for Jamaica. 63 caps, been an MLS All-Star for quite a long time. 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. So he's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons. He's played 9 seasons in Major League Soccer. 9 seasons. He won the Supporters' Shield with the Philadelphia Union, a runner-up with the US Open Cup 2014, 15, and 18. But he's won so much individual accolades. MLS's back tournament Golden Glove, MLS's back best 11, MLS All-Star 2016, 2019, 2021, 2022, MLS Goalkeeper of the Year 2016 and 2020, MLS Best 11 2016 and 2020. He's won so much individual accolades. I think it's time for that transition where he wins awards with the team now, trophies. I think that is desperately needed. But to be one of a handful of goalkeepers to win the MLS Goalkeeper of the Year award more than once is fantastic. It really, really is. Think about this. Joe Cannon, Pat Onstad, Zach Thornton, Donovan Ricketts, and Andre Blake. You guys realize that one American, well, 2 Americans and 2 Jamaicans have been MLS Goalkeeper of the Year before? Have you thought about that for a moment? Yeah. And he could win it again, which would make him the most successful goalkeeper in terms of those individual accolades. So Andre Blake has done what is necessary. He's worked hard, and he deserves everything good that comes his way. Everything that is good and wonderful, he has richly, richly deserved it. That's how I feel. How do you feel? What are your thoughts? And there was this competition that was played in MLS quite often called the US Open Cup, and which is basically the MLS's version, or the US's version of the FA Cup, right? And the final will see a MLS team taking on a USL team, and that'll be quite interesting, won't it? Well, you'll have Orlando City, which has Joey Desart, Joey, who represented Jamaica at under 20 level back in 2016. So Joey Desart is going to be in that final and a chance to win a piece of silverware with Orlando City. This will be on September 7th. And you know who they're going to face in the final? Sacramento Republic in the final. Yep. And you know who's on Sacramento Republic? Deshaun Brown and Malik Foster. Deshaun Brown and Malik Foster. Yeah. In the US Open Cup final, September 7th. So you know what that means? That means that a Jamaican will be winning the US Open Cup. Malik Foster, Joy Desert, or Deshaun Brown. Either two or one will be winning that competition. Yep. So a Jamaican will be winning the competition and getting a piece of silverware to their name. The last time that we actually had a Jamaican in the final, it was Andre Blake back in 2018 as Philadelphia Union took on Houston Dynamo, and they lost 3-0 to Houston. Corberk was also played in that game as well. So, yeah. Taxi Up played 2017 and lost to Sporting Kansas City. 2016, it was all about FC Dallas and New England Revolution. And a Jamaican international lost there as well. Yeah, Javon Watson lost. 2015, it was Philadelphia Union against Sporting Kansas City. And again, a Jamaican was on the losing end, as Andre Blake was in goal. 2014, the Seattle Sounders took on Philadelphia Union, and Seattle won the game, but no Jamaicans were in that final. 2013, DC United took on Real Salt Lake. And guess what? Real Salt Lake, which had Jamaicans Lobel Palmer and Kari Stevenson, lost the game. Again, another final where a Jamaican did not win. We go back to 2012, and this was a final that was won by Sporting Kansas City. And again, no Jamaican winning that game. 2011, Seattle Sounders took on Chicago Fire. And again, no Jamaican winning that. 2010, Seattle took on Columbus Crew. And finally, a Jamaican was on the winning end, Tyrone Marshall for Seattle Sounders. He might not have played in the final, but guess what? He was part of the team that won it. Yep, that's right. He was part of the team that won the US Open Cup. 2009, Seattle Sounders also won it as well. So, I have to go back a long time, eh? Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. So you see, we have to go back a long way to see a Jamaican win the competition, do well within the competition. But that will all change as Deshaun Brown and Malik Foster or Joey Desart will be on the winning end of things for their respective franchise. And we wish them all the best into that final on September 7th. So we've had a chance to look at Jamaican players ply their trade and the results that they've had throughout the course of England Championship, League One. We also looked at players in Major League Soccer, and we looked at reggae girls across the European landscape and also North American landscape as well. But what about everybody's favorite league, the United Soccer League? What about there? Well, Louisville City, they're at the top of the table. Louisville City is a team that we remember from the past. We had Devon Speedy Williams. A lot of people were very fond of him, but no Jamaicans right now at the club. San Antonio leads the way in the West as the playoffs will set to get started quite soon later this calendar year. Kennard Forbes once again leading the way in the assist column. He's been at Pittsburgh Riverhounds for quite some time. He's second as it relates to the number of assists, with 9 assists in the league. And many people forget Kennard Forbes is 34 and he's still doing the job of creating opportunities. He was at Waterhouse after he made his debut for Jamaica 2010. Well, I remember that when he came on in that Canada fixture. Played a bit of indoor football at Utica City in New York, returned back to Waterhouse, went to Rochester Rhinos, and then Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And since then, they've been the franchise that has given him opportunities, a franchise that has basically made him a great player. They've done very well. Nico Brett, 30, he's at New Mexico United. We'll see if he can continue his form. He got that long-last Jamaican debut against Catalonia, a Jamaican debut that he deserved for quite some time. He finally got it. It was deserved after the 2018, 2019, and 2021 season that he had within the USL, scoring goals left, right, and center within the league. Well, this particular campaign, he has tallied 7 goals in 20 appearances. Not his best goal-scoring season, but certainly one that should be remembered, spoken about, to ensure that he improves on that within the future. So that's something for us to mesh, to grind our teeth into, and hopefully he'll be able to make strides in those sorts of performances. What we're going to do at this time is give an update from the camp over in Austria. So Morocco, they drew 2-2 with the Qatar team, and what we're going to do is give you an update as it relates to a word from the camp, and you all will hear. You all will hear things from the agent Winston Clark and how things have progressed within that camp, and we take it from there.
Speaking with Winston Clark, international representative of the JFF. Winston, we are in Vienna at the Qatar hosted tournament. That's the 14th tournament. It did not start particularly well because the first game for Jamaica was cancelled. Take us through what has happened so far as we prepare for the first game tomorrow.
Okay, so as you alluded to, the first game was cancelled because Ghana arrived on the day that the game should have been played. They actually arrived about 2:30 in the afternoon, and the game was scheduled to be played at 5 p.m. So that was not very good start for us, but the coaching staff, technical staff decided to train and work hard with the players, and so we took a positive out of that and managed to get more work done.
All right. Of course, the organizers, they would have asked for a practice game instead. Tell us about that.
Okay, so the organizers sort of threw into the mix the possibility of playing a practice game on Sunday, the 21st. And obviously the idea was being considered by all concerned. Late into the afternoon, the organizers came back and said that they were unable to get referees, they were unable to get ambulances and support logistics for a game like that. and therefore it was impossible to confirm such a fixture.
Right. Okay, so that game was put off. It didn't start. Not at all.
No, not at all. As I say, the idea on the 20th was obviously the game couldn't go ahead, which was a Saturday. Ghana arrived at 2:30 on the day the game should be played, and of course there was also the hesitation, if you like, as to whether they would come in or not come in. And until we saw them, which we did at the airport, we were not certain what was really going on. But it was clear that once they were here, that the fixtures were going to be played, but our game, which is due on Saturday, would not be able to be played. And the offer of possibly playing on the 21st was refuted after the organisers realised that they couldn't get ambulances, referees, and other logistics in place.
Right. All right. So let's move forward now to the game tomorrow. How are things? The organization going for this particular game tomorrow? It's the first game that's with the Jamaica versus Morocco.
Well, certainly the organisation of the games are on track. And we know that Morocco played Qatar on Saturday. It was a 2-2 draw. And we know that Morocco's here, and we know that we're playing them tomorrow at 5. And as I understand and I can see, the technical team are working tremendously hard with the players in order to be prepared and ready for kickoff.
You realize that not even yourself nor myself we were able to actually enter the game. So this game is locked up again tomorrow from the fans. I mean, will anybody be able to see these games?
Well, I'm not sure about the Morocco-Jamaica game. We have no reason to want to play behind closed doors. But the whole thing has been hosted by Qatar. So they call the shots and they decide what they want to do. They are obviously on a mission to prepare their team almost in secret as they get ready for the World Cup. They're playing numerous amounts of friendlies. Remember, if we look at the wider scope of things, Qatar has never been at a World Cup, probably will never be at a World Cup again, dare I say so. But they've got the World Cup this time. They're the host. And so they're really saying to the world, look at us. This is what we're doing. They've adopted a number of players that makes their team far stronger than it would normally be. And they don't really want the rest of the world to see how good or how bad they're doing. So what you find is that all their games that are being played behind closed doors.
Wow. All right. I'll be talking with you again, Winston. Based on what I'm seeing, I think the team they have trained hard and they will give a good account of themselves.
Absolutely, and I have no doubt. I've been around the team a long time, and the determination, the effort, the work rate, the commitment is always there, and long way to continue.
And one final question. Of course, there is some thought that this team should not be here because it's weak and so forth. But from your perspective, what's the positive of having a local-based team such as this in a competition, or should I say, in a 3-game tournament like this?
Well, I'm certainly not going to comment on the selection because I have no idea if it's the best selection, the strongest selection, or not. Those that pick the team absolutely will have that information. But what I would say on a broader scale is that the more players from Jamaica are developed, exposed, and given an opportunity to see and be involved in international tournaments like this, or international games per se, it's the better it will be for them individually, as part of their team, and as they grow as footballers. They need this level of education. They need to understand what it's like to travel. They need to understand what it's like to be out there and representing the country, what it means to them. And if they can do this consistently, what we'll find is that in the future, the players that are growing and developing in the country will have high aspirations of doing exactly what these guys are doing now, and the quality will rise, and that's what Jamaica needs. Thank you, man.
There we have it, Winston Clark, an agent of the Jamaica Football Federation, giving an update in the camp. Jamaica's game against Morocco will be on. You will see a preview later today regarding that. And it's still to be decided if fans will be allowed. We shall see. And of course, the Jamaicans will face against the Moroccan team later in the week. So we look forward to that. Reggae Boyz fans, thank you very much for tuning in to this Reggae Boyz Across the Globe video. The plan is every Monday to look at how the Jamaicans performed across the weekend, men and women across every continent of the globe, break down how they did, and then we look at specifically what it means. What does that result mean for them? What does that result mean for their club? And then more importantly, what does that result mean for Jamaica? So, Reggae Boyz fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We'll be doing a few more videos throughout the course of the day, so stay tuned for that. And don't forget to subscribe to Reggaeboyz Commentary for more content. Take care, everybody. Be safe.